Hey Shalom, Shalom. When the staff is always by giving no praise to Abba Shem Yahweh Shai. The belong is supposed for GMS and honest two brothers doing the work in truth, with sincerity. This is the Supermoon. It was on last night. It says there's another one on January the 1st and 31st, 2018. It says NASA recommends the quote extra special Supermoon spectacular on January 31, which will take place during a total lunar eclipse when observed from Western North America and parts of the Pacific region, including eastern parts of Asia. Right? Rest article goes into what exactly creates this, but we look at it from another perspective, right? We look at it as a sign. I mean, that we are coming towards the end, because in the last 5 years or so, you've just been having more and more signs in the heaven, been having more and more signs on Earth. Fires, forest fires, getting the biggest forest fires in years. The biggest floods in years, the biggest animal die-offs in years, right? And this is all marking that this is the end of Esau society. Something that we cannot wait for, right? Because at the end of Esau society, we have our society that comes up, right? So let me just get that for you real quick. This is Second Ezra 6 and 9. Right, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Right, so right now Esau is in power. You read Job 9:24. It says, might as well get it. So forgot the wording. So yeah, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? When you ask yourself who here is leading, who here is running the earth at the moment, right? And then you go all the priests that say, Lord setteth up over the earth the basis of manual. That's Daniel 4:17. Right, it's this man here, Esau, right? Look at all the laws that have been passed on this. Look at the things that Esau has done, right? As a this current rulership has done. Right? If he's not the basis of man, who is he? Right? Who is who's the head judge according to the scriptures? Yahweh Shai. Who's made Yahweh Shai to look like him and pushed it out all over the world? And that's what covering the face of the judges is. Who's done that? That's the so-called one, man. See what precepts we have here. Right? Well, it says, it's First Maccabees 3:48. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images, right? Esau's a heathen. It's talking about iconoclasm, right? It says Wisdom 4:15, and it's so more or less talking the same thing. But yeah, so this is Genesis 1:14. Says, the Most High said, let there be light in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night. Right, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. Right, and you can read when we get to Sirach 43. Right, you see that the moon is basically what breaks up months. The word month even comes from moon, right? And from that we can tell what feast we should be observing. But we can tell whether it's the Sabbath day or not, right? Because of the new moon, i.e. when you can't see the moon, right? That is a Sabbath. And exactly 2 weeks later, it will be a full moon. Right, so this is just all all for signs, seasons, years. But here it says let them for seasons, days, and years. But also says let these be for signs. Right, you had what was it? I forgot which tribe was that. Issachar. They were very good at reading the stars. They knew what it should be. It's in Chronicles. I can't think of the wording to get it up for you at the moment. But yeah, the moon was there for a reason, and those who are blessed to see it, to read it, right? They were able to able to determine what's going on. And we look at this, we say, yeah, man, that means this is coming close to the time that Esau is to be put down. This is Acts 2:19. It says, and I will show wonders in heaven above. And this here is a wonder. Right? What did these guys at NASA say? It says the extra special. Say they recommend it. The extra special supermoon. Right? Because it's coinciding with the lunar eclipse. You know, much like how earlier on in the year you had what do you call it, a lunar eclipse that basically covered the whole of America, man. And even that was, if I'm not mistaken, unprecedented. Right? And I'm going to end with Sirach 43:6 said he made the moon also to serve in a season for a declaration of times. Right? So what we're saying, this is a declaration of times. Right? And the sign of the world. For the moon is the sign of feasts. And like I was saying, when you read, you know, the law, it doesn't say on December 25th or on January 10th or whatever, what have you. It says, for instance, on the 10th day of the second month. Right, so on the 10th day after the second new moon of a year, basically this is what you should do, etc., etc., etc. Right? It says, and the sign of the, what was I saying? For the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Right, the month also is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Right. So like I said, in fact, let me get one more, real quick. Shouldn't be a long one. Right, this is Mark 13:33. It says, "Take ye heed, watch and pray, for you know not when the time is." Right, so like I said, we're seeing all of these new all of these signs in the heaven. We can tell that these things close, and we match it up with prophecy. We can see that this is the time. So Lord's, we've been edified on that. I'm going to say shalom.